Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. It is Wednesday, which means it's time for another Lucky Dip. We are on Lucky Dip number 47. It's gonna be starting to take it up a huge amount. Oh, but then I'll get to the, what does the C for 100, right? Then it'll get shorter. Anyway, I'm looking at my Roman numerals right here. Anyway, for anybody who has not seen a Lucky Dip before, at least for me, it is where I take a list of all my random art supplies and then generate 4 random numbers and use that to choose from the list those 4 random art supplies and then make something with it. What I have been making for, I think, like the past year now, is a drawing based on one of my reference books. So the one I've been going through is this one. It says the Swordsmen Pose Collection. So we're only this far through it, but it's because there's so many photos. So anyway, we're gonna do, let me see, I think we did this one. I think we're gonna go to the next page. Anyway, we'll look at that in a second. Let me introduce the supplies that I picked using the random number generator. First thing I got was number 231. Ended up being this Royal Talons Ecoline brush pen. Let's see if I can, yeah, thank you camera. It's interesting because I got this item maybe last week or the week before, but it was a couple different colors. I got the different color today. So this one is, the number is 654. The color is fir green, like a fir tree. So we've got that, and I love these. These are so fun to use, so I'm excited that I got another one of these, even though I just barely used them recently. The next item I got was number 178. So it's actually a pair of items. They came together, and I think it was Art Snacks. I can't remember exactly anymore, but it's the Tombow twin tone double-ended markers. Oh, come on, camera. You were so cooperative with the last item. Okay, there we go. And it came with purple and peach. So these have a little, like, fine liner style end. Camera doesn't want to cooperate. Come on, focus on my hand, please. Come on, do it. Well, you can still sort of see the shape of the tip. And then the other side is a bullet tip, like a felt tip, bullet tip type. Oh, now it's focusing. Yay! Okay, so we got the 2 colors of that. Oh, hello, Exie! How are you? Thank you for joining me. What is this little thingy by your face? I mean, why is it a face? I mean, I don't know why I said face. It looks like a face. What is this little thingy? I'm so distracted. It says GLHF pledge. I wonder what that is. Oh, great. I'm glad to hear it. Exie says, I'm sound. Thank you for asking. How about you? Oh, I'm good too. I am feeling super Genki. Not Genki, energetic. Trying not to code switch. I love the Japanese word Genki better than energetic. But, yeah, I'm feeling really good. I had a great productivity meeting with my sister right before this, and then I read some more of that book that I've been reading, The Courage to be Disliked, and all of that stuff is just like, I'm really feeling it. I'm feeling like, yeah, I got this. So let's see. The next thing. Oh, well, that's a nice thing to have then. I wonder what the shape is supposed to be. That's good, because I appreciate that. Exie says it's a badge Twitch gives you when you pledge you'll be behaving good on chat. That's good. I like that. I like everybody to have a good time. So I'm really happy to see that you have that little badge on. I wonder what it's supposed to be. It looks like it's supposed to be like a little square thing with a little happy face on it, but it's so tiny I can't tell. Ah, now I know what it is. I don't think it's ever asked me to do it, but I don't chat too much, so. Oh. Got it. Oh, okay, I get it. So interesting. Yeah, I've been streaming on Twitch for so long and I don't know very much about it. That's evidenced by I always have the interesting questions. You're always teaching me so much about Twitch. Actually says I was on a chat without being a sub, so I felt like having a badge would be alright and I activated it. Don't need it here. Oh, it's a keyboard button. Oh, yeah, it looks like that. I'm imagining that it's a keyboard button with a happy face on it. Like, I gotta draw it real quick. Like this. Like, here's the key. This is how I was seeing it. And then it has two little eyes. And a little happy. Okay, this is what it looked like to me, that teeny tiny badge. It's a little, oh, come on, camera. Let's go. Yeah. This looks like a little happy face. I don't know if maybe that's what it's supposed to be, but that's how I interpreted it. It's a little happy face on a square. Yeah, glad you like it. Actually says perfect. Now I have this cute thing. Oh, I smeared it. Whoops. I have this cute little keyboard face on my thing forever. I'm going to flip back to it in the future. I got it. Okay. It's not the original design, but I like yours more. Yay! That's my headcanon for that badge, is that it's a little happy face on there. It kind of fits. It fits with the idea, I think. Okay, so the last two things. I wrote, I think I have it wrong in my spreadsheet. I wrote Fude go Kichi, but it's Fude go Kochi, and it's always a tongue twister to me. Fude go Kochi, Fude go Kochi. Oh, Eva's having some big snores. Oh, I think she's dreaming her little paws going, eh. Anyway, this, I don't know how juicy it's going to be because I love this thing. I used to carry this around all the time for when I was in college. And it was like my standard pen that I would bring with my sketchbook for like my illustration class or anywhere where I would just be doing sketches for myself in a sketchbook. It's really nice. I really like it. Hopefully it's still juicy so we can get some good use out of it today, but I'll make it work either way. Let's see. Mine too. It's your headcanon now too. Is that what you're saying? You can't unsee it. You can't unsee the smiley face on the key. That would be so cute. Like, because my keys stick out. Oh, not too much, but it would be cute to have just all kinds of different smiley faces on the keys, just on your keyboard. I'm thinking about that now. Anyway, the final thing is this Sennelier ink brush with ivory black ink in it. I'm not sure what ivory black is, but that's the actual name that's written on here. You can see on the label. And I've used this before too, but I also like it. Pretty much you give me an ink, like a black ink brush pen, I'm gonna like it. So I'm happy to have a nice, I feel like these colors are gonna look really nice together, this trio of colors, and then with two different sizes of black ink brush pens. It's like, it's not going to be that big of a challenge, but it's going to be really enjoyable because I'm really familiar with all of these tools. Okay, so let's do a little swatching first. I think most important is to see how the markers behave on top of the ink, because that'll determine whether I use the ink first or the markers first, or if maybe I do just make sure not to touch the ink with the markers, or maybe I want to do it on purpose because I want it to blend together or something. So let's find out. Let's find out how it works. Okay, move my little sticky onto here. I like this square sketchbook because then it doesn't really matter which direction the reference image is. I just fill it in either way. Like this way, it doesn't matter. I don't have to worry about what my orientation is on the book, on the sketchbook. Okay, let's do the color markers first. Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice. I love these. I love these. Just look how beautiful. This is such a nice, like, teal color. It calls it fir green, like the tree, but I mean, yeah, it definitely does look like, because fir needles are very blue. But it's just so beautiful, the transition between the heavier, and it's been like doubled here, and then just boom, just so light and clear, like the ocean. And you can see the texture of the paper too comes through really nicely on the thick strokes. So good, so good. I love these. I love these. I just don't have any. I think in my head, like, I just want all of them, but I don't have like a thing that I would use them for regularly, so they would just all sit there sadly. So I'll just use the 3 that I have. As I think of some particular project where I'm going to use this kind of marker on it. Right? Exie says, I love the color, so beautiful. Right? It's so nice. It's so nice. I love it when these random, because this was like random. I didn't know what I was going to get in the box. I get that super nice color. So now let's see. I really think these are going to look nice together. These 3 colors. So this was the bullet tip. Here, let's do the little like fine liner style tip. Ooh, it really is so thin. I do think they look good together. Let me put the peach one down as well, and then I'll hold it up. Show all the colors together. That's nice. I thought that this wouldn't be too robust a color, but it stands out really nicely. Has just as much presence as the purple, so that's really nice. I like it when the lighter colors are still somehow bold. I don't know if that explains it right, but it's just kind of sad when I have like a yellow and then I use it and it's like it hardly looks like anything. Like, maybe not even bother to use it at all then, because it's almost a waste of time or something, like that kind of feeling. But I do think this color combination is really nice. I'm gonna have to think about where I'm going to use. I'm probably just gonna use them in the clothing as usual. Especially because 3 colors is perfect, because they always have the 1, 2, 3 when it's a pair of people in the reference image. Okay, so I'm going to do a little swipe of each. Well, this will have to be like a patch so that I can try the ink on top of them. And this one, patch of peach, a patch of peach. I will swatch the ink pens, well, I mean, they're all ink technically, the black ink pens first so that these can dry fully. Oh yeah, it's so dry. Ah, it's so sad. I told you I use this so much. I use it so much and it's like super dry. But it's still usable. It still can have a purpose. It's a different purpose now because it gives you the nice dry brush texture now. So you're still usable, my pen. And then this one, I have not used it nearly so much. It's definitely going to have plenty of juice. Oh, but it's got to come down into the bottom. I say that and it does dry brush after all. I mean, I can see that it's full of ink. Okay, I squeezed it. Boom, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, you got to squeeze it first. And then what if I do a little line? Yeah, if I do a little line, it's nice and even. Nice even flow. Man, that nice big patch. I gotta be careful though, because this brush tip ends up touching the inside of the cap. Maybe you can even see if I can get it to focus. And there's all that ink in there. And there's just no way around it. And then, when I put the cap on the end, post it on the end, it gets on the end. So let's see if there's a towel around here. Oh, I see one. Just want to remember, because I've done it before, and then I'm like, later, some mystery ink makes it onto something, onto my clothes or onto my arm or onto my desk or another picture or something. Like, where did the freaking ink come from? It comes from the end of this brush. Okay, now let's try. So I'm not too worried about this. And then we're going to do it the other way too, but let's just see what happens when we put the ink on top. Okay, no problems there. So now let's do a swatch of the inks. If I do this one nice and slow, it actually comes out pretty evenly. So maybe it's even like reviving from being used for the first time in a while. It's still a little bit dry, but if I move it slower, it's more, the lines are more solid. So gotta keep that in mind. Okay, now we're gonna try, this was ink on top of marker. There's no problem there. Now let's try marker on top of the ink. Let's do this as if we're coloring too to see what happens there. Yeah, okay. Actually seems like it's gonna be okay. The ink isn't traveling too much. It does, especially with this lighter one on, you can see it on the tip. Got some ink in it. Yeah, I think that these, the blue, green, and the purple seem to be alright, but the peach is definitely moving the ink around, and then with this smaller pen, even the purple moved it some, and it's hard to tell, but even this one might have moved it, but because of the previous drawing is bleeding through, it's kind of hard to tell. I think that just to be safe, I'll use the colored markers. Well, they're markers. It's so confusing what to call things sometimes, because this is called a brush pen, but it's a marker to me. Anyway, these ones that are not black, then I will use them first, and then use the black ink on top, because there were no adverse effects or effects that I didn't want when I used the ink on top of the marker. Okay, so what pose did we do last time? I think it was this one, because I did it upside down. Yeah. Yeah. This has to have been what I did last time. So that means we're going on the next page. Aw, heck yeah! Exy says, may I use these colors for tomorrow's poster? I would be extremely excited to see if you use them, because they're randomly selected, so to have more than one thing come of this random selection feels really special to me. So yeah, you have to show me it. You gotta show it to me. I'm looking forward to it now, because I think these colors are lovely too. Thank you, random number generator. Let's see. Just trying to clip this down. So this is interesting. I'm not sure we've gotten a black and white. No, we have. Okay. Okay. I think this is the second of this style of photograph we've gotten. Exy, do you know what word you're using, or phrase or anything? I'm just curious. It's totally fine if you don't. If you don't know yet. Just curious what's gonna be paired with this interesting color combo. Okay, hold on a second while I organize my workspace here. Okay, that goes in there. These are gonna have to move. This moves here. Let's see. There. If I put this here, then I can put these up here and everybody can see the tools. And then I'll move this down a little bit. There. Okay, well, I think the simplest thing is, oh, and there's only about half an hour left, so I gotta hurry a little bit. So I'm going to use the thinnest end. Holding it like this doesn't really help because it's almost the same color as my hand. I'm gonna use the teeny tiny end of the peach one to do my initial sketch. So this person's shoulders are a little bit hunched. Not super hunched, but definitely higher than just relaxed. Probably because it's like he's trying to hold the other person's sword back. And then this part of the arm is almost entirely horizontal. Since I've got this nice small one, I can do a little bit more details than I've been doing recently. Okay, and then his back comes out almost at the same point as where his bicep, or that would be his tricep, starts. And then, actually that's a bit too wide. His body is about as wide, or maybe what it is the arm isn't quite. No, I think that's good. So let's make this. So I'm looking at his wrist, and it's right after the wrist going into the arm that the body is. That the other side of the body is sitting. Okay, and then his neck is like cradled in his clavicles. They're both turning. They're both angled really high up. And the chin is below the level of the other shoulder because the shoulder is so high. And then because of foreshortening, this other upper arm looks very, very short, and so does this lower arm, because it's just almost going straight back from the camera. Yes. Yes, I hope you picked that one. Exie says, I'm thinking about a dialogue from Sherlock. Alone is what I have. Alone protects me. Nope. Friends protect people. Ah, it's good. I like it. Such a positive. I love the positive messages. People should be together. Yes, I agree. I like that. Ah, I really want to rewatch Sherlock. I thought it before, and I'm thinking it again. So good. Such a good show. It's such a good book series, too. Okay. This person has a really strong brow bone. I don't know if that's what it's called. I like how the expression is kind of neutral, so it's almost interpreted as, you can interpret it like he's like having a, like he's not smiling, but it's like he could be smiling. Like they're having a good time sword fighting. Okay, I need to not get too sucked into the details because I just don't have time. Okay. There. Okay. Oh! I drew it way too low. I was so concerned about getting the sword in. Well, that's just how it's going to be. There's not going to be any room for the feet. That's okay. So this is an interesting point that I just noticed. The way these, we'll just call them undies, the way these undies are, it goes on the hip, and that's its own thing. This little, little curve right here is the hip. Then the leg comes out. The leg doesn't come out, like, of the hip. It's its own thing below. I feel like I tend to forget that when I just draw out of memory or imagination. Now I have taken note of that, and in the future I can rely on that thing that I noticed. There's a little curve here, and then the leg comes out. And same thing here. Little bit curve. Because these undies are going all the way up to the belly button. So that's why. Okay. And then the leg comes out. Nice, strong stance. And you can't see the knee because the other person's knee is in front. Oh, thank you! Yay! I'm glad you think so. Actually says it's looking pretty good already. I like it. Yay! Glad to hear it. I am happy to hear that. This is well, it's not easy, but it's less of a challenge than some of the recent ones I've been doing where they're like, the media is kind of hard to use, and then I'm like trying to figure out how to make it work, and like this is basically what I use to sketch stuff. It's just usually a pencil instead of a pen. So it's nice sometimes to do something that isn't as challenging. It's just take a break. And I'm still practicing because there's definitely things that I need more practice on, especially anatomy and proportions. And that's even after all the drawing classes I took, especially the college ones. I mean, the high school ones, yeah, but the college ones, and I was doing so much of this kind of drawing. But I can always keep improving. So you can't see it as much, but here's that same hip thing happening here. Here you can't notice it because it's got the butt is happening instead, but these guys have got really thin legs. I have much thicker legs, so it's interesting to draw them, because otherwise a lot of my drawing comes from just thinking about my own experience with myself. So it's interesting to draw other people and be able to expand my understanding of what the human body can be like. It's too bad. It's gonna be cut off, but his this person who's in front, the calf muscle is so it's so clenched that it's almost like angular, like But that part won't be in the drawing. Oh! Oh! I got another idea. Oh, what's this? Visit Studio Mikarts Coffee Streambot. What is this? I mean, I have one of these. Hold on. I'm gonna click on this. What is this? Oh, I do have one of these. What? Wow. I forgot I had this. Wow. How did this happen? Oh, anyway, got distracted. Unless this was Exy's idea, but Exy said I got another idea. Sadly, it won't be any colors. I'll use them day after tomorrow. Ah, okay. So tomorrow won't be these colors, but day after tomorrow will be these colors. That's so interesting. Coffee Streambot. Coffee. Yeah, look at this. It's my stuff. Hold on, I gotta check this out. That's so interesting, because I usually use... What do I usually use? The Buy Me a Coffee. No, I don't need that. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know. Okay, sorry for the weird tangent. Wonder what's up with that bot. Anyway. Yeah, I started this because I wanted to donate to somebody else. They were making some amazing giant bird art where it's like, it looks like video game concept art or something, like really epic, or maybe like movie concept art or something, like digital art. This big grand scene, and then it's just like a giant bird, like a huge, like as big as a kaiju, but like even bigger, just like taking over the whole sky, just like, I don't know, just a regular old bird though. It's just giant, but otherwise it's normal. So, I don't even remember how I found it, but I was enjoying their art so much, and then I saw that they had the Ko-fi thing, and so that's how I started my own, because I needed to start one in order to donate, I think. I forgot I even had it because of that. Wow. I wonder how that bot works. I wonder how it popped in here. I did not set anything up for that, so that's interesting. This person's eyes, you can't even see at all. They're covered by his bangs. Ah, and I see his shoulder needs to be even higher up. His shoulders are kind of hunched too. But that means this shoulder also needs to come up. Okay, I'm taking a little too long. It'd be fine if I was just like doing whatever, but I only have 20 minutes now, and I still have all the rest of these to use. Oh, but let's do their swords anyway. So this sword will go... Make sword drawing sound, and the sword drawing sound is... Okay, and this one ends right above his head. So from here to here, and it's a little curve at the end. Let's put this here, and then this goes like that. There. Good enough. Okay. Oh, nice. This will be my done pile, or at least this is my I used it pile. Let's use this on their undies. So then I can enjoy doing these like brushy strokes. Oh yeah. And I'll even do it in the direction, so there's these lines going like this because it's tied on the side, so I'm going to bring the brush like that too, so that I don't have to actually draw any wrinkles, but it's still suggesting them. Wait, actually, what was your idea, or is it a surprise? It's okay if it's a surprise. It's okay either way, but... Is it another Sherlock one? That would be awesome. Different Sherlock idea. Man, these markers are so pretty. So pretty. The way they bring out the texture of the paper is so unique. It looks like it's glowing. I want to hold it up, but all my supplies will roll down, so I'll wait. But this color looks like it's glowing because the part that is thicker just smoothly transition into the part that's thinner. It's so good. It's so good. I think I'll also use it on the hand guards, or the grips. Sword grips, too. Oh, let's just use it on the hand guard, too. What the heck? Let's just use it on all the parts of the sword that are the dark color. Yeah. That's good. There. Well, that's weird. Looks like it's at a weird angle. There, do it like that. That's good. Okay, done with that one. And this is purple. Guess I use the purple in their hair. And it'll give it hair texture too. I'm seeing a little bit of highlight here on the back of his head, so I'm going to try to leave some of the white paper there. Normally I want to turn my book to do this part, but turn my sketchbook. But these supplies will fall down, so I'm just going to try to do my hand in a funny way to get the shape that I want. Oh, these colors are so nice together. Oh, space photo. Did you know what one you want to use, or just gonna look through like all the like NASA photos? Or I mean, I don't know if you use NASA photos, but that's what I do when I want a space photo. I just go to NASA NASA website. Is there some celestial object in particular that you're interested in? So there's also a tiny bit, not as much as over here, but a tiny bit of light coming from this side. I mean, you can see where the light's coming from. There are multiple light sources here because he's well lit on this side, and yet he's well lit on this side, so there's definitely opposite. But it's not hitting his hair quite as strong. Still, I am going to leave a little bit of white page to help look like a highlight. Haha. Oh, yeah. No, I get it. I get it. Exy says, I'll write space, in quotes, space in black. So space in space. With space between stars. And Exy says, no, it was more clever before I try to explain. No, I think that it's good. I'm looking forward to it. I love it. The ones that you're doing a little bit of visual wordplay as well. Those ones are my favorite. I love that kind of thing because it makes me feel smart. Like, oh, I get it. Like I solved the puzzle. That's how it makes me feel. So I love those ones. Okay, now I am going to, I did not use, well, I guess I didn't use the tiny side of the purple one either. But I wanted to use the, oh wait, but I've got the black ones. Never mind. No, I'll be done with this one. I was going to use the thicker side of this pen to do a little more refining of the lines, but I've got these black ink pens to do that with, so I'm going to do that with these. So I'll do, no, I'll start with the big one first and then add details with the little one. So we'll just do, I think I'll do what I usually do with like my chibis, which is just do a big outline. Woo! Because it's like the ink is coming out like crazy now. I knew this one was, yeah, when I'm trying to show it off and be like, yeah, look how juicy it is, and then it's all dry, and now it's all juicy. It's like I'm trying to not touch it too much. It's like, boom. Ah, this gives the nice sumie looking effect though. It's very nice. Okay, no, I won't use it on the sword blade because that'll be too much. That will be too strong for the light, thin blades. Dang, dude, the ink is just like spilling out. It's because I got it warmed up with the swatches. I love this little point. The point where it's just so easy when you're drawing two-dimensional things all the time to be like, oh, well, the leg ends and the top leg ends and then the bottom leg starts. But no, like the top leg sort of goes in and the bottom leg comes out of the top leg. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, but the way it tucks in and there's this line right here because it's not like flat. This is in and then you're seeing around the back. So this thing is coming from behind this. I don't know. I can't explain it, but I love that. I love it when I notice that. I love to draw it. Okay. Almost done. Where are we on time? Oh, we got time. We got time. Got about 10 minutes. Oh, here is a good place because to show that this little triangle is not part of his body. It's actually just negative space. Dang it! I was trying to be careful and I still got ink all over myself. That's the one thing that sucks about this one. It's really nice if you want a really big, juicy black ink brush pen, but it's so easy to get ink. At least I wore black pants to just wipe it on my pants. Okay, now I'm going to use the tiny one. Just do a few more details in these last 10 minutes. So first I will do the back edge only of this blade. So the front edge is pretty light. I mean, it's still darker than the background, but got that peach line there to do that. This one though, I'll line it evenly all the way around, but just with a thinner line. Because it's kind of this even much darker. This gray looks much darker to me than this gray. Okay, we're at details. Back muscles. I love the flexed muscles on this person's backs. It's very interesting to see. So I was just reading about all the muscles we have in our backs. I was reading a book about the science of yoga and what happens with your body when you're doing yoga, the various systems and stuff. And when I was looking at the musculature system, it's like, dang, the back just looks like one flat thing, but underneath there are so many muscles. So I feel like you can really see that in this reference picture. You can see all the different kind of muscles all flexing. And this part will really benefit, I think, from some more defined lines. I don't know if you can hear Chappie is snoring. She leaned down over to my my right, snoring away. And this finger actually is sticking up a little bit more, and then there's the thumb on top of it. That would be weird. And there's that, my favorite Wingo again. Actually, I just had an image in my mind, back six packs. You see people flexing them and stuff, like, you know, people do their abs like like this, but you're doing your back and it's just like it's actual abs, like, but it's on the back. That would be interesting. Kind of reminds me of, there's a joke in Animal Crossing, or sports villagers. Well, they're not villagers, they're residents. They're called residents in New Horizons. And they say, like, I'm working on my 10-pack or something. Like, wait, there's way too many abs. And then I wonder, I'm like, well, but this person is a squirrel. So, I don't know, maybe squirrels do have a set of 10 abs. I don't know. So, like, I don't even know if it's just meant to be silly, like, making fun of six-pack abs, or if it's, like, actually making a joke because, like, oh, this guy is a squirrel. Squirrels actually have 10 abs or something. Because I can see that. Some creatures have more than 2 arms or more than 2 eyes or something. Extra abs is possible. Well, I've used everything. I like how it's looking. So maybe I will go and just want to use this thicker side. Just do a little background. Like maybe this is the floor. And I'm trying not to touch the ink because this is the one that had a little bit of problem with the ink. But just to give them a little bit of somewhere to be instead of floating in the middle of nowhere. Let's see, we'll call the floor, say the floor ends right here. Oh man, actually I thought of another thing as I looked at your comment again about the back 6-pack. It reminds me of the cartoons. I've seen cartoons where they like, the cartoon character flexes their arm and then like their bicep, you know, bulges out, but then like another bicep bulges out on top of that bicep, and they just like a whole bunch of biceps keep popping out on top of the other ones. That's also reminded me. Thought of that just now. I'm just nobody can see, but I'm just like grinning. I just have a grin sitting on my face thinking about this ridiculous extra muscles. Ooh, I'm shaking my whole desk with this. That's good. All right, how are we? So about 4 minutes. Well, let's Let's use, so now I've used both ends of this one. Let's find a use for the small end of the purple one. Oh, let's do a little shading. I mean, it'll be weird because the hair is purple and so it might look like hair, but let's just do it. Let's just do some cross hatching, or maybe not even cross hatching. Let's just do some hatching. I'm using curved lines to help show the roundness of the muscles. I'm trying to imitate this shape because it's not just a straight line like the curve of the spine. The muscles are giving it this sort of uneven edge. Okay, where else is there strong shadow on the legs? And using the curved line here to show the roundness. And let's bring it up into the shorts as well. This one. This one actually gets really thin right here, this shadow. So there's this bright one on the back of the knee, reflected light from the ground, I think. Oh, and under the chin. Oh, and this hand is pretty shaded because his own body is casting a shadow on his hand and arm. Okay, now this person. Yeah, with that light source coming from the other side, the darkest shadow is in the middle of this upper arm here. And it's lighting up this side of the top of his hand. And the same thing is happening here, where the shadow is just in the middle of the leg almost. It's the darkest bit of shadow. And this leg. Ugh, I gotta turn my hand this way, it's way easier. Not easier on my arm, but easier on my hand to make the lines that I want. There. That's good. Good timing, too. We'll call that good. Okay. I'm allow it. My strong filter didn't like the word loony, but that's totally fine. Actually says, didn't turn out a good one. Don't think I'll use this one, but I can share on Discord. Okay. Yeah, that would be good. At least see it on Discord. Even if you don't want to put it on your Instagram. Exy put, Looney Tunes had so many of those second bicep jokes. I remember at least 3 or 4 of them. Yeah, that's got to be where I first saw it, for sure. I used to watch the Looney Tunes all the time, and Tom and Jerry, just like, if I could watch it, then I would be watching it as a kid, basically. My favorite was the Tex Avery ones. They were so funny. Okay, here is this Lucky Dip. Wow, the purple looks even more vibrant on the camera, I feel like. I'm really excited because I feel like I'm just getting better and better. Getting better and better from practicing every week, and the results are showing. So I was able to use both ends of both of these markers, so I'm happy about that. So the review, what we use, the peach marker, so we use the thin end for the initial sketch and the thick end for this floor. And then the purple marker here and here. And the black ink, the thick ink is on, from the bigger pen is on the outside. The smaller pen was used for details. And then of course that lovely green marker was used in these areas. Okay, another Lucky Dip in the books. Literally in the sketchbooks. Yay! Oh, thank you! Exy says, I like the hair so much, and you definitely are. Man, by the time we get through this book, I'm just going to be an expert in drawing swordsmen. I'll just be able to pop one out, boom, without even looking. We'll see. I mean, maybe not, but that would be cool if it did happen. Either way, I'm definitely improving my skills, which is the whole point of the Lucky Dip. Not just to use items, but to learn how to use them, learn how to make drawings in more interesting ways, and that's just a leveling up the creativity. Okay, we are over time by a bit, so I'll call it good here. I'll be back on Friday to continue working on the chibi furret that I started last week. So hopefully see you then. Oh, you're welcome, you're welcome. Exy says, thank you so much for this stream. See you next time. Yes, yes. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully see you on Friday. Have a great day. Thank you for watching.